Oh, okay. Good morning. Welcome to Brunch. I'm going to start by just saying I'm going to try really, really hard to mute my mic whenever I have to cough. Feeling pretty good otherwise, but that seems to be a lingering bitch. But I got out lucky because I've been feeling much better since Friday. And as far as I know, my wife still feels like shit. So I will take the lingering cough. I feel bad for her, but I will take just having to deal with a cough over what she's dealing with right now. I'm sure she's going to be sleeping the day away, to be completely honest. Daniel, yeah, I put in a good word for you yesterday. I messaged J-Dub. I told him, that you're here. You're very motivated. He was telling me that they're looking for a good spot for you. So hopefully that helps. I always do brunch. Whether there's TB, whether there's nothing to do, I could filibuster this shit for forever. I could honestly talk literally all day about nothing if I needed to, if I wanted to. I just need attention, so that's the Egnards way. Morning, Mountain Goat. I actually have not logged into the game yet. You can see on my screen, so I haven't even done my dailies. We gotta get those out of the way. Whew. Let's see what we got. Okay. All right. I mean, I know it's Awakened Watt Empire, right? I don't remember all of the guilds just because Awakened has grown so large since when I was in there, or when we first started in there. And they've expanded to so many more guilds. So I don't even know all of the options anymore. Let's get this shit out of the way. We need some of this. Do I have the Battlefront, the old version? I don't think I have the old version. Let me see. I was actually... were you on when I was talking about it when we were playing games 2 days ago? Because I was talking about how the Force Unleashed reminded me of Battlefront. I do not have Battlefront, the old one. But when we finished Outcast, we finished Academy, we started playing Force Unleashed, and I was saying that it reminds me a lot. Has the gameplay loop is different, but the vibe of how you do things reminded me a lot of the old Battlefront from, the PS2 era. I am all scattered on this. Oh man, Battlefront. I'd look into it. When it comes to streaming, and I've said this, I generally only stream on Sunday mornings just because I try not to let this interfere with my home life. The only time I stream otherwise is if I'm sick and it's before my wife wakes up. Or if I have like a week off because it's like spring break. And the summers. The summers I do a lot more streaming. I'll actually have to take my entire rig now. So I used to take my laptop. I'll have to take my entire rig and bring it down to the basement. Which will suck because it's all cable managed. So that'll be a project for a day. An annoying project. Let's get this done. Throw randos in there. Ah, man. I do have Galactic Battlegrounds, though. I want to play some of that. Do I have Galactic Battle? I think I have Galactic Battle. No, I think I bought the wrong one. Though I do want to play the Galactic Battlegrounds, the old Age of Empires. Stupid things all over the place. They slow me down. Alright, so we only do 5 battles a day on this one. 95 of 5. So I'm actually going to have to start doing less than 5 battles a day on this. Less than 5 battles at a clip on this. Not because of any superstition, but because we have the 99 experiment. So I need to get him to 99 of 100. And then we're still doing 10 here. The new Battlefront 2 is good. Isn't fun as possible. The old battle. Did they release? No, you're talking about. You say the new Battlefront 2, as in the game that came out. Oh my god, almost 8 years ago. But I guess that makes sense. This is why I hate how gaming and movies both do this, where they just name shit randomly. They go, all right, we have 10 entries, so now it's time to just name it the name again and start over. Of course. I do need to get Ahsoka soon. All of my GAC opponents seem to have her. Fucking even Fat Phil has her, and he's been giving me shit about TB lately, even though I beat him every goddamn week. Shipments. Is this the last thing we need? Shipments. They didn't call it Battlefront 4 because just how... That's how Hollywood and gaming are now. Okay, we need conductors, some arrow magnifiers. Sure, let's get some Zimbittles. That's what they do, right? So, like, isn't the new Saw movie, it's just called, like, Saw? It's like Saw 10, but just Saw. After a while, they just go, you know what? Let's pretend we're starting over. Just buy random shit here. Hey, I will eventually. When does Shrek 5 come out? I saw the stuff for it. I saw that people were like all up in arms about it. Will I? Oh, December 2020. Yeah, I probably will see it. I don't really get the comparisons to Sonic that everybody have been saying in relation to the art for him. Snorquest, we were just talking about it. I'm very lucky. I still have like a little bit of a cough from it, but I'm doing very well. My wife, as of last night, is still feeling like shit. I told her today was going to be a better day, so I'm hoping, which means we're not going to be going to a movie today. We're really behind on our movie watching for the year because we've just been sick so much. We both got COVID. We both got the flu. I'm just happy we got it at the same time this time. Because normally I get it first and then she gets it and then she blames it on me. Because of school. But we both got it at the same time. So I'm like, ha ha ha, we must have gotten it at the movies or something. Why is it? I've never gotten into the Monster Hunter games. I was watching Scribe play the new one for a little bit yesterday, maybe two days ago. But I've never really gotten into the genre. I've been playing Path of Exile 2 a little bit lately. I enjoy games like that. It's very rare that I'm going to pay full price for a game nowadays just because I know I won't have time to complete it. I might buy one full price game a year, and that'll be like at the beginning of the summer when I have a ton of time to sit down in the mornings. I tried one Monster Hunter game. I think it was on like Game Pass or PlayStation Plus years ago, and I couldn't get into it. It wasn't for me. I'm not saying it's bad. It just wasn't for me. Does Saw do it for me as a horror genre? I think horror is a really big genre where you have like things with jump scares, you have things that play with sound, you have things that are more like thrillers, and then you have gore porn. I think Saw falls into the gore porn category of horror movies. I'm not particularly interested in gore porn. There were some movies that I really liked, like The Hills Have Eyes. Gore porn movies are the kind of movies where it needs to have an amazing story for me to really get into it. And the first 3 Saw movies did. I think Saw 1, 2, and 3 had a solid narrative arc. And I really enjoyed all 3 of them. I saw like the next 3 and I didn't really like any of them. But if you're into that genre, so if you like gore porn movies, there's this really great one that came out in like 2009. And it's a French movie called Martyrs. And Hollywood redid it in 2016. I think 2016. And I only know that because somebody bought me a copy of it as a gift, thinking it was the original, and then I watched it and I was like, what the fuck is this? The Hollywood version of Martyrs sucks. But the French version is an amazing movie, and I recommend it to anybody that loves like uneasy horror movies. It is so grotesque that like you shouldn't watch it, but the story is so solid and the story is so compelling that you're just like, this is great. I've never seen the Japanese version of The Ring, so I don't know how it compares. I know that people have made comparisons in the past to it, like the American versus the Japanese one. I don't think the American version of The Ring is bad. Is the Japanese version better? Probably. I haven't seen it. I don't know. But I have no doubt that it's better. But the American version of Martyrs, it's somehow like a shot-for-shot remake of the movie, but also completely soulless and not good at all at the same time. I haven't seen High Tension. I'm going to write that down. Maybe I'll check that out if I can find it. Old Boy is another great example. They did one with Ryan Gosling, which is not good at all, but Old Boy, which I think is a Korean film, is known as like one of the best like fucked up kind of horror movies that there possibly ever was. All right, let's get into Conquest, because it is an easy Conquest day, which means that I can still talk with you guys while we're doing it. Yeah, it was... I'm telling you, Nana, if you like Saw and you like that kind of movie, watch the French version of Martyrs, but do yourself a favor and really, like, you need to watch it. Don't, because, well, obviously, unless you know French, you need to, like, pay attention too. Put your phone in another room, sit down, watch Martyrs, come back to me. The story is just so good, but there are so many parts where you're just like, I don't want to watch this. GTA 6, no. I've never been a GTA fan. I don't enjoy those games. It's never been a thing for me. Audition, the audition in the US. Okay. All right. I mean, I will. I will look. I don't watch a lot of movies at home, but I always keep a list. And then when I'm bored and I do watch a movie at home, I do like go back to that list and go, oh, hey, what has been on my radar for a while? Another good one is Rec. Like Rec as in record. I think they did an American remake, but the original I think is also French. Captain. Cap, I don't know if you're still here, but I believe you're second up for reviews today, so I should almost definitely get to you. There should be no reason at all why I wouldn't get to you. Depending on your effort levels, I found this one to be actually fairly easy. I've wrapped up basically the entire Conquest I was in maintenance mode by day 5. You know, I did have a few feats to finish up, but they were easy auto maintenance feats. There are some pain in the ass things here. There are a lot of like win with. I skipped a lot of. I just did all of the feats and skipped a lot of the boss feats because the way that I figured it was like it didn't matter. I could just auto things. Ugh. I hate that you make me say your name every fucking time. Solipsistic senility. God damn. When I want to say good morning really fast and I just can't do it because your name is like a tongue twister right there. Was it a good game? I haven't played a Resident Evil game since Resident Evil 5. I've never been big into the Resident Evil games. I didn't grow up with them. I had friends that grew up with them, and they made me try the early games, like the remakes, and I didn't feel it. But then I did play 5, and I've actually beaten 5 like 6 times. I don't know why. It's just a game where like I played it with one friend, and then another friend wanted to play it, so I played through it with them, and then my brother wanted to play it, so I played through it with him. So I have a huge amount of playthrough on that one specifically. I grew up with Capcom games, but not Resident Evil. I was big Street Fighter, big Mega Man. Somebody asked about Elder Scrolls before. Who was asking about Elder Scrolls? Elder Scrolls, looking up in chat. They delete it? I don't... Somebody fucking with me? Oh, Sober did. Okay. I've never been a big fan of the Elder Scrolls games. I'm not saying they're bad games, just not for me. I grew up on RPGs, but Elder Scrolls were like first-person RPGs, and I didn't like them. I wanted my games to be in third person. I remember playing, I got an Xbox. I got an Xbox when Fable was first announced. I don't know if anyone remembers. I know a lot of people remember the game Fable, but I don't know if anyone remembers the development cycle for Fable. Peter Molyneux completely overpromised to that game. And I can tell who played the game originally versus who played the game years later by whether they liked Fable or not. Because most of us that expected and were hyped on Fable do not like Fable. But I got an Xbox as a birthday gift specifically because of Fable. And I ended up renting Morrowind one day at like Blockbuster. And I remember like getting outside of my house and just trying to like level up on roaches or some shit like that. And I couldn't hit things with my sword or stick because I didn't know where I was swinging. So I could not get into those. Let's do Hut Cartel. I grew up on like, man, I was talking about this on stream 2 days ago, like Drac in Order of the Flame. I don't know if anyone remembers Drac in Order of the Flame. It was a PC only game. They did a sequel on the PlayStation 2. You were this female dragon rider and you had, I don't even remember what the story was, but you got to ride around on a dragon and wield your sword and kill these like orcs that I think took your brother. That was a good fucking game. I would love to replay it. And like Severance Blade of Darkness was another like great third person melee like shooter-esque hack and slash game. I love those fucking games. I've never played Witch's House. Old RPG Maker. I read that slightly incorrectly. I grew up in the age of the RPG Maker. I didn't really play a lot of those games. I did. There was like a, man, I would be so impressed if anyone knew this, but so RPG Maker came out and then somebody made a multiplayer version called Player Worlds or Players Worlds. I think it was Player Worlds. And it was an engine where you could build online server games. And I used to play a lot of those. Like they were multiplayer games with people in persistent worlds. I played this one called Giraffe for years and years and years, and there would be like 30 people online at a time. So I've always just been someone that likes to chat with people, even in my younger days. Early days, Darklink. I grew up with an I grew up first with an NES. My most young years were with an NES, and then an SNES. So I grew up in a household that did not have a lot of money, but my dad worked like 3 jobs to make sure that we didn't feel like we didn't have a lot of money. So Christmas was always good to us. So my mom would like go out of her way to make sure we could get whatever the new system was, and it would be like a family gift. And I got an SNES, and every Tuesday at Blockbuster was like 99-cent game rentals. So every Tuesday you'd get like 2-day game rentals, and my mom, that was our treat. We go to Blockbuster or Hollywood Video. We had both around us, and I'd be able to like rent a game. So I did play a lot of games growing up, but didn't finish many of them because I'd play them once, and then the next time I go to rent them, my mom would be like, "You've already played that one. Why would I pay 99 cents to rent that one again?" Ugh. Good memories, though. Lots of great memories. Lady Geek, I know you're probably lurking. Are you there? I don't know how early you generally start lurking in my chats. I don't know if you're show up at 8 a.m. kind of gal, or if you're a show up at 10 a.m. kind of gal. I grew up in the VHS era. Yes. So we had a wall unit, you know, like a TV entertainment center. A huge TV entertainment center. And TV entertainment centers are funny now. I have one in my living room. And they're mostly like sides for holding things, and then a huge block for a TV. But back when I was growing up, we had one, and if you message me on Discord later, I know I'm far away from the mic, but I'm just trying to give you a picture of this. If you message me on Discord later, I'll send you a picture of the one I have now. Like, it has a huge screen, like an area for a TV. The one that I had growing up was the same size as the one I have now. But obviously, a big screen TV was like 20 inches. So it had a much smaller screen area, but a much more storage and stuff. And our TV thing actually had a pull-out area in the bottom that shelved VHSs. Like, it had a slide-out thing. And you would slide it out to put your VHS tapes in. And I grew up in the era where we would go to the store and buy blank VHS tapes. And I must have had every fucking episode of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers recorded. Because I would record everything so I could rewatch it. The red, yellow, and white pin, yeah, those are not, I mean, VHS. They were on VHS players, but that was just the connection. Oh, God. I grew up on the original Zelda. The first Zelda that had me hooked... Limestone, I already did. Just kidding. Maybe I'm not. You don't know. How's it going, buddy? Thank you for stopping in. I like when people stop in and tell me to go fuck myself. Scribe did on Friday night. It was very funny because I plugged his channel and then he was like, hey, go fuck yourself. I was like, all right, fine. I won't plug your channel anymore, asshole. Just kidding. I love everybody and hate is my love language. With friends. As long as we're friends, hate is my love language. Let's try this. As long as we're friends. Oh my God. Yeah, Daniel. Dude, I remember one episode of fucking Pokemon. Pokemon would air like reruns. And they would air at like 6 in the morning. I want to get back to Zelda in a second. I got sidetracked. It would air at like 6 in the morning. I'd wake up to watch these reruns. But I remember one morning my mom had to go somewhere super early, so she dropped me off at my aunt's house. And I missed an episode of Pokemon. And I didn't see that episode. It was like some episode with like Ponyta and who did fucking Ponyta? Rapidash. It was some episode with them. I didn't fucking see that episode for like 3 years. Because you couldn't just go back and watch an episode. Like people don't understand. Like, the younger generation does not understand. Even early streaming days, when I was listening to Conan yesterday, and he was on, because I'm a few episodes behind. He was talking with Adam Scott. And they were talking about how there was an era of TV where everybody knew every show. Because there weren't a lot of shows, right? So, like, you might not watch a show, but it was impossible to not know a show. Now there's just so much fucking content that there's so many things that I have not even heard of. And I remember, like, even early streaming days, so, like, mid-2000s, Battlestar Galactica, having to be there on a Friday night because there weren't going to be reruns. There were options, right? It was either you watched Battlestar Galactica on Friday night, or you had to buy it on iTunes. You couldn't stream it somewhere. If you pirated it, it was a shitty... People do not understand how good pirating is right now. Pirating back then, you were lucky if you got something that somebody like recorded with a camcorder and had a steady hand. Hey, Hot. Man, I gotta start writing down jokes because people tell me shitty jokes, like shitty dad jokes, and I think of you, and I go, oh, I gotta tell Hod when I see him, and then I forget what those jokes are. So I apologize, but I got another one last week that made me think of you. Um, yeah, nowadays Plex servers, but back then, like the quality. I remember most of Psych, like Psych, the TV show. Most of Psych I watched on pirate websites that had the shittiest quality. Like you were watching it, and you're like, is this in 680 by 4 or 620, 640 by 480? Like, what is this shit? Now, if you pirate shit, it is good, like it's decent quality, and you're like, oh, this is no different than watching it on TV. So that means you are old enough to go to Skinamax on a Friday night and play Is It a Knee or Is It a Boob? That was my favorite game. Didn't pay $15 a month for Cinemax, but you could go over there and for just a second, you might see a boob. It might be a knee. You're not sure. I remember in my room, I had a TV in my room. The power button actually was broken. It was like out of the TV, and I had to stick my finger into the TV to press the button. It was a 9-inch, little 9-inch TV that I would play video games on. And I thought it was the coolest thing in the world that I even had a TV. And because my dad worked so often, if he was working an overnight, I would take my SNES and I'd bring it downstairs to the giant family room TV so I could play on the giant family room TV. And the giant family room TV was like 20 inches. And we thought that that was the biggest fucking thing in the world. Playing video games on a 20-inch TV, you were like, holy shit, I'm king of the world. Now I have a 65-inch TV in my living room and, you know, like a 50, I think, in my bedroom. And I take both of those things for granted. Well, the porn ones, Jack Daniels, the ones where there were two naked people and you just weren't sure if you were seeing their kneecap or their boob. Like kids, like they do not get how crazy shit was back then. And then my dad paid a guy, the cable guy. We had a black cable box, like the illegal cable box for a while with all the movie channels. Oh, that was great. I watched Street Fighter so many fucking times. Those movie channels would play like the same movie over and over and over again because that's how pay-per-view worked. That's not good news, Hot. I do love how many awakened people come to my streams, though. That is funny to me. But that's not good news. Being an officer is never good news. You know my feelings on being an officer, and I am one. I hate it. It is the worst. Like, I've always said, positions of authority, you need to find the people that are good at it and don't want to do it. The people that want to do it and are willing to, like, it's totally different. Look at that. Oh, we got one more Conquest battle. Let's throw the Gunnigans in for good measure, shall we? And then we can play, do I get a Sana Datacron? The answer is probably no. I hate managing TB. Just wait until your TBs require a ton of effort. Did you message me? Oh, is it on Twitch? I don't know why that was not permitted. Nana, the problem is, so on my streaming software, there's a multi-stream chat option and a Twitch chat option. And I've said this to you when it comes to like the redemptions. I don't see moderator or Twitch or like redemption stuff on the multi-stream, which is why I just make random people mods so that they can, in fact, let's just make you a mod. You're here every day. So that they can just let everything through. How do I make you a mod? No, I don't want to time you out. Do it right here on my phone if I can figure it out. I just make random people mods so that I can not have to deal with it. Message, man, you add as a mod. There we go. Congratulations, Netta. You can let all of the messages through now. I have found... Yeah, but it's because I don't want the power. That's the only reason why I haven't let the power get to my head, is I don't want the power. I've actually become more moderate over the years and less explicit. As I've learned that even though I'm not asking for that power, that it is there. So I try to wield it responsibly. What I found with being an officer is that as much as I hate it, I always gravitate towards it. There was a city builder I was playing before we did our charity streams. Actually, it was before we even did our PC streams. And somehow, I knew going into this game that I was only going to be playing it for a few months, just to like keep me, like, I don't know, give me something to do. And somehow, at the end of 3 weeks, I was building a Discord for the guild, and I was taking voice calls with people in Germany, diplomatic voice calls. Guild diplomatic voice calls with people in fucking Germany so that my guild wouldn't be attacked. It was insane. I was like, this is this is so fucking crazy. I hate being in power. How do I always find myself in a position where I have some degree of power? I was having Moonborn like translate fucking messages for me. And asking him, I was like, how do I always get involved with the Germans? Everybody I know is German. Moonborn's fucking German. My TW office, I gotta check TW. My TW officer is German. I'm going to war with the Germans in these city builders. Soul, I agree with you. I actually refuse to remove people. I don't do removals. We have a specific guy for removals. I want no part of it. If I almost always vote no to removals. If I am pro removal in my guild, you have really fucked up. Because it is so rare that I am pro removal. So if I am the person being like, this guy's gotta go, and that's not, I don't want Night Sisters. Something went down. Dude, actually. Oh, he only gets that for droid or scoundrel allies. All right, so we're not going to use it. Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse being charismatic, because sometimes you just want to play a game. The problem is, like, I just want to play a game sometimes, but then I know, like, the only way it's going to get done correctly is if I'm the one that ends up doing it. Being a TB officer isn't bad. People show up and they do a great job. That's not too bad. So when I handled TB on my own, it was an absolute nightmare, especially during LSTB. LSTB was such a nightmare to control because it was so hyper specific, with combats being so important, that every night I would have to do math before bed to determine deployments. Now ROTE made it a little easier, and now I have Quentin, who is he's not really my helper. We're really co-TB managers at this point. He has made my life so much easier. He handles platoons and managing platoons for people. We both manage messaging people to get their deploys in. And I kind of manage the overarching, what our plan is going to be. Let's see. Radis versus Malevolence. What is it? We're not going to, who cares? We're going to win. I need to be the hero of TW. The hero of TW is coming out. I don't care who sees. The problem for me with TB and where it gets bad is the last, like, 4 phases. So 4 out of the 6 phases. In the last 3 hours, we will always have 5 or 6 stragglers. And I hate having to babysit TB. It is the worst feeling. Guys, for those of you that do your TB in the last minute, I understand some of you have to. In the event of you have to do it last minute, please just reach out to your TB officer and let them know your situation. And tell them and say, listen, this is the time I have. I promise I'll get it done, but this is the time I have. It makes our lives easier. But we have so many people that, like, will do their combats, just need to deploy, and they'll wait till the last 20 minutes. And that means that me and Quentin, we have to sit there and check our phones every fucking 15 to 20 minutes to check orders and change orders around. And it is so beyond god awful and time consuming. It sucks, because even if I'm sitting on my phone, like, even if I'm sitting on my couch watching TV with my wife, I want to be spending that time with my wife. I don't want to be spending that time watching my goddamn phone. It is so beyond infuriating and disrespectful. And I understand that it happens every once in a while, but it's like the same fucking people. Our platoons will get done in the first 6 hours. We make sure that our platoons get done the night before. Like, that has to get done. And we've even... Yeah, you can deploy and use the... Not everybody knows that. You can deploy in a zone and still use those characters for TB, for the battles. But, like, I have people who will do their battles and then won't deploy. We had this one guy. I really felt for this guy. I liked him. He was a whale. He was a very nice guy. We eventually got rid of him because he was so sporadic. Like, sometimes he'd do all of his battles and then he just would not deploy. at all. And you'd be like, what the fuck happened? The deploy takes 30 seconds. And our TBs, we make it so easy. Like we make everything so easy. I've said this before. I'll show it to you. I don't fucking care how easy I make. Where is my Discord? I make it so easy for people to do their TBs. I am so relaxed. Let's see. Where are my TB announcements? Okay. So like a day announcement for us, day 6, right? I don't tell people, hey, you have to do, like, you have to wait for this, we have to wait for this. Everything is open from the start. All I tell you is do your shit in order. Do your operations, right? And I have them in order of like, this is the most important, this is the second most important, this is the third most important. Then do your battles. This is the most important. This is the second most important. This is the third most important. Then do your deploy. But everything is open at all times. Right? I don't close battles and say we have to wait for platoons. So everything is available at all times. I just ask people do it in this order. And we still have people who will, you know, just I don't know, who will like wait until that last 45 minutes. And yes, it hijacks my time and it sucks. Like I'll go out with my wife, right, after brunch, and I'll be like, oh, we're going to the movies. And then we'll get to the movies and I'll pull out of the car and I'll have to check. And then we'll go to the snack bar and I'll have to check. And then the trailers come on and I have to check. And then the trailers are about to end and I have to check. And then I'm like, well, I have to just hope and fucking pray that it gets done now, because there's nothing else I can do in this situation. But it takes up a lot of that mental process. That's not a bad idea, Soul, because like I do have people who will be like, oh shit, I forgot that I have cup at R9. And how do you forget that you have cup at R9? You're the only person with cup at R9. Like, I literally can tell you every R9 that I have. Every bad R9 that I have, because it hurts so much to do each one of them. Like, I don't know how people forget that shit. What is this? Do I want to do a Ray wall? What beats this Ray wall? Leia versus Ray, JMK or JML versus... Did I use JMK? I don't think I have a good datacron for JMK though. Oh, I already used JMK, so it doesn't matter. What I do is every end of TB, I do a TB Redux message, and the one that I did this time, you know, it was pretty scathing to people, like just telling people to please respect the time that myself and the other major TB officer put into it, because, all right, we'll try JML and see what happens, because it is such a huge time thing for us. I don't really have anything good to use with them. Fine. Yeah, so is this fucking cron. I played against it in GAC and I hate it. Every evasion cron is stupid and needs to die. No, we don't want to. We do want to, there we go. We'll get some degree of something on you. Let's just stack those armor shreds to make your life miserable for later. Oh, fuck you. Hey, Ani. Yeah, I'm feeling better. I was saying this before. My wife still feels like complete shit, but I am feeling so much better. Stack those armor shreds. Okay. I just have this lingering cough. Everything else is good. Does this eat through? I think it does. Well, it's dodged anyway. How does a drummer sell his couch? I don't know. I see in my head I go with a roll, but that doesn't with a drum roll per. Oh, that probably is more funny than what I was thinking. Okay. Oh, look at this! I can evade everything. Oh, this is where it starts to hit the fan. Fuck you! Oh, fuck you! Yeah, I did not know that it could be dodged. Oh, see, I didn't know that. Do you know why? Because I don't pay attention. Alright, well, I'm fucked. It's fine. We won this TW anyway. I guess we could try Leia, because why not? Do I have the Han one? No, we have the C3PO one. Okay, so let's do the C3PO one then. I want to say something about getting down with the sickness, but I feel like that would be ridiculous to make that joke right now. Alright, we are gonna just go hard on Rey. There we go. If nothing else, we went hard on Rey. You ever hear that Richard Cheese down with the sickness? That is some solid shit. His lounge version. I know, you're all... Get down with the sickness. Fuckers, get up. Come on, get down with the sick... Oh, let's auto basic. So that you can take a turn. Because that would be silly if you do not take a turn and I lose this battle because of it. Come on, you can do it. Oh yeah. Daniel, it was Dawn of the Dead, the remake of Dawn of the Dead, which is one of my favorite fucking movies. They also have Hurt, I think, at the beginning. Johnny Cash's, I think it's Johnny Cash's version. I'm not 100% sure. I hurt myself today to see if I could bleed. I focused on the pain, the only thing that's real. What have I become? Oh, did I use Marin in that other team? Fuck, that's not gonna work then. We have to be the hero here, though. What else works? I mean, we're gonna just throw some GL at it, too. Because we need to be the hero of TW. Murricane will be very disappointed in me if I'm not the hero of TW. I love that everybody just comes in here with dad jokes now. Like that's like the price of entry to an Egnards stream is just fucking drop a dad joke into chat or you can't play. We also did get, this is not, I wouldn't call this a cupcake war, but we definitely did have the advantage this time, which is interesting because we won 2, lost to the last one, and now we have this one. I actually thought we were going to lose this one because any TW where we have like an advantage, but not a cupcake war, we tend to lose since we don't care as much. But I'll take it because I need the relic material. Speaking of which, I'm gonna say it here for all you fuckers out there. Fat Phil and I are at odds, and in April, when I have my spring break, I'm gonna let him be known to him because he called me out in a video of his for my TB Omicrons. He's butthurt that I've beat him two times in a row in TB, and he's whining like a little wampa ass bitch about it. That I will burn my entire fucking account to the ground and use all of my goddamn resources if I have to in order to bolster my account, to beat the shit out of him in TB come spring break. Because he thinks he's getting an edge on me. You could tell him I said that. I don't care. He will find it hilarious. He thinks he's getting an edge on me. He's like, I'm doing this upgrade. I'm doing that upgrade. I'm going to be so great. I don't fucking care. I will use every resource I have to make sure that he looks bad and I beat him silly. Don't feel I really need this, but we're gonna do it anyway. A cupcake war is the term for a war where like you've just lost 2 in a row. How can you tell he was whining more? Oh my god. Can I send that? Are you okay with me? Because I'm gonna call him out. I'm doing a video today. I'm gonna call him out. You know, have fun with it, boxing style. And I need to put that in there. Soul, are you cool with that? Because if you're not, I never want to do something that people are not cool with. But he is somebody that has he does have a good sense of humor about that stuff. Yeah, you get a really easy opponent that, like, you'll never... There's no way in hell you could possibly lose to. It looks like we're going to be the heroes here. He knows that he and I have a rivalry. It's all in good fun. So I actually think that he will see it and he will laugh at it and he will probably retaliate and go right back at war with me, which is what I'm hoping for. And I think it'll be funny as hell. But it'll be kind of like the Jake Paul and Tyson fight. Like, it's not even a fair fight. I will slap him silly. Oh, fuck you with that dot. Oh, right. You revive. I forgot about the revive. Oh, shit. That is something I forgot about. Do I care? I want to really try and keep him alive. Oh, well, he's gone. Did not expect that to happen. But, holy shit. Maroc fucking slaps. Like, I did not expect those hits to hit as hard. Like, goddamn. Goddamn. He slaps hard. How are we doing? Are we the hero yet? We're not the hero yet, but we're getting there. Enoch boys. You think Enoch boys could do this? I don't really like the term sandbagger just because I feel like people think that a lot, like all these guilds do it intentionally. And definitely I know there are a few in the really high end of, in the super, super, super high end that do it. But the reality is that most guilds in the high end just don't like TW. So, like, they don't require people to join because they know that people are not having fun. So, like, our guild, we normally get between 35 and 42 people that join just because nobody wants to play it. Now, I am somebody that plays it because I'm like, well, I want the rewards, even if I hate the fucking game mode. Well, does your guild normally win TW, Nena? Because if your guild normally wins TW, you're not getting any cupcake wars. Ooh. Guess this team is not going to work, but good news is that yeah, that's all right. That's fine. Yeah, if you're usually winning, you're not gonna get a cupcake war. Yeah, I don't really considering it sandbagging unless you are specifically attempting to get around. I wonder if they can do it without Marin. Specifically attempting to get lesser wars, but at the same time, even if you attempt to do that, you know, you're only hurting the people in your guild that that don't join. Yeah, if you have a 10-3 win-loss ratio in the last 3 months, you're not, you know, you're not going to get cupcake wars ever. We get them all the time because we just don't care. I really did not think I would be spending this much time on territory wars today. We usually win about, I'd say, 60% of our territory wars. It's good because I need the materials. Because I will literally go broke to smack Phil down. Ooh, shit, is this not gonna work? I'm kind of nervous. I feel, well, let's just try it. I don't... See what happens. Will I survive? Yes, I will. Who's dying? The important ones. Excellent. That was scary. Yeah, well, Nena, fuck you. Because my C just won. Well, okay, so here's the thing. You have to remember, if I am doing TW on stream, it is because TW looks like this. I'm not too terribly concerned about the TW right now. I just want to be in the higher end so that I can be the hero. For right now. Let's see if this will work. Do HK cron. Let's throw HK in there. Yeah, let's do it that way. Yep, everybody comes back. Everybody's a critic. Ooh, that was beautiful. Did not expect that. Well, Is HK gonna slap with his Datacron? I don't think so. Oh shit! That worked. Damn. Didn't think that was gonna happen. Fuck. I really thought that. Oh. All right, we have to stall just enough to see what's in that back line, because we're in 5th place. Is it even possible for me to get into the 1st place? Fucking Moonborn, piece of shit. I don't think it's possible to get into 1st place, but I'm still gonna claim the title of hero. What else do we got that might work? I don't... Treya? Well, Treya, it doesn't matter. We could try, right? Because if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, we still win. Sure. Okay, it's not gonna work, probably. Because they're all gonna revive. They're all gonna die, they're all gonna revive. That's fine. Doesn't matter. We probably wouldn't have done that on a normal day. Let's check out those Datacrons real quick. We'll take a quick break, and then we have roster reviews, right? Fuck. Do I need any more dark side ones? I don't think so. Don't really want to have to re-roll this. To all fucking dark side, of course. I mean, it's not a bad cron to have. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? Hey, Caleb. How's it going? Just because I love you guys and I want to see if I can get something, let's do that. I'm sure this is gonna roll dark side too because it loves me so much. Of course, it's gonna roll dark side, and let's try. Really, just there's always that one Datacron that eludes you, and it's gonna be this one, Smugglers. Okay, so that means I can get a Sonicron, but I'm gonna have to wait till tomorrow anyway because I do not have enough of these little guys. And I'm not doing more to get one. Oh, God. All right, so we're going to refill the coffee cup. We're going to take a quick bathroom break. We are going to get these roster reviews done. And so I'll be right back. Hey, Diana. Fat Phil is a friend, but we have a healthy, friendly rivalry, and I am about to destroy him in TB, and I am super excited about that. I've beaten the shit out of him twice in TB, and he thinks it's because of my Omicrons, but we're gonna fucking show him. But I'll be right back. Give me 2 minutes, and while I'm gone, enjoy a little bit of pizza and porn. I love that song. Thank you, Moonborn. What I would love to do right now, again, it is all in good fun, but I think everyone should say something mean about Fat Phil for me to take screenshots of and send to him in video form. That would be lovely to me. It would mean a lot because we are going to war on this TB shit, and we want to have fun with it. I want to have fun with it. I hope he wants to have fun with it. I think he'll have fun with it. I love that fucking song, man. It's stuck in my head now. Okay, I gotta set up sources for this because I did not do it because I am a shitty streamer. I am not good at anything that I do here. There we go. He is a weenie beanie. I'm saving that. I'm telling you. Every mean thing here I am putting in this video. So if you have a mean thing to say about him in good fun, I am putting it in. Set that up. There we go. I did not put in timestamps for Conquest because nobody reminded me. And M3 did not come in to remind me to take my pills, but I did. I did that anyway because I am a smart fucking cookie. Okay, let's go to our roster reviews, shall we? We got a lot. Holy shit. In the last week, so many fucking people popped in for roster reviews, and this is going to be a couple week break. He eats soup with floaties because he's scared. I love it. It's going in, Mary J. I honestly love it. I don't feel so bad about my line when it's 2 weeks anymore because I sat in during spring break. He's Wampa bait. This is gonna keep me entertained for hours. I don't feel bad because I popped into a Nooch stream during my spring break. And his fucking line is like 140 people long. 140 fucking people long. And here I am worried about like a 2-week wait on this line right here. This is hundreds of fucking people. It's ridiculous. So we're gonna get to him. Oh my god. I'm glad. I was gonna film this video yesterday. I'm so glad that I waited to film. I'm so glad I waited to film the video till today. Oh, that's actually why, I don't want you looking at my private messages. Silly me. You don't know who Phil is? Phil's a good guy. He is. We have a fun rivalry. We hate on each other. It's all in good fun. I promise you. We like to fuck with each other. He gives me shit. I give him shit. He does go through them a lot faster. I did notice, like, he like, it's like an assembly line. I don't do that. I take my time with each person, whether they've paid or not paid. And that's, I wasn't intending for this to be a Nooch thing. I was just saying that I understand that his goes a long time and some people have to wait a long time, and I feel bad when people have to wait like a week. So I don't feel as bad anymore because this is going to be a few weeks. But let's get it started, shall we? So we got Shadow/Darklink, who does get priority, one of my Buy Me a Beer members, and I appreciate that. We've chatted a few times in the last couple of weeks, so I do appreciate that. He looks like he's smarter in photos, motherfucker. Oh, God. I have to stop to save every one of these. I am putting every one of these in, just so that you guys are aware. So you say something, know that it's going in there. So Shadow, well, Darklink, you're Darklink in chat. I appreciate that support. Let's see what we got here. And I'll timestamp it for you. I know you're here, but just in case you need to look at it in the future. Newer Lightspeed bundle player that used to play the game in the past, wanted to start brand new again since I lost my old account. I started only a few months ago. I'm mainly looking for a plan going forward. And any recommendations for my Conquest units? I'm a player that's very heavily focused on GAC, but I wouldn't be against applying TW Omicrons. Why didn't you tell this? God. We get the top 20. I can get pretty busy, but I can always hit top 2. Okay. It's full of negotiators and specifically one executor I am unable to beat. However, I should be the second person to get executor. Awesome. Good. That's going to solidify your fleet dominance, which is really important, especially as a Lightspeed bundle account. It's so hard to do with reviews as you guys all post mean things about Phil, because I laugh every time. This is going to help solidify your fleet dominance, which is going to be important for a Lightspeed bundle account, so that you keep on top of your resources. Because, you know, being a Lightspeed bundle account, you are always at a Zeta disadvantage. Are you talking with your fleet Discord? No, but the player that has the executor is cool with me beating them once I get my own. Good. So this is the perfect time to start a Discord when everybody's kind of in the shit show situation, because as more people get those executors, they may not be as friendly unless you show them kind of like that friendliness now. And it's not always about people not being friendly either. It sometimes is about like having less battles, right? So knowing who to attack so that everybody has less battles to do, and that just makes everybody's life easier. CTs look fairly in order, right? Military might, not yet. Which is usually a fairly easy one, so we'll look at that. But your main goal early on is to get to CT1. Getting to CT3 is great, but CT1 is where you're going to get your finishers. It's where you're going to get your Zetas. It's where you're going to get your Chirotech. And I've said this before. Once you have all of the CT1s in order, you'll never have to buy finishers again. They will always be there. Nena, come back to that question after this review, because I did watch his video on that. What are you currently working on? My main goal is Executor, which I should get next month. I'm also passively working on Inquisitors and GI from the bundle. I'm also working on my G12 characters to G13, which includes Savage, Dark Trooper, Darth Revan, since the Zalbar Omi changed things, and Mace. I want the Zalbar Omi as well. I'm low on Omicron materials, but I will hopefully have it by next week. I wanted to get most of the assault battles out of the way. The last thing is ships, and I'm currently farming Marauder, Punishing One, and the Y-Wing. I'm spending other energies on Keller and Beck, Mara Jade, Iden Versio, and TIE Defender, and the Paw Patrol guys. Are you dead set? Yes and no. Currently, I'm dead set on Savage and GI for my guild. I'm content with the characters I'm farming, but I'll gladly switch, focus, and prioritize one farm if needed. About a 90-10 split, heavily leaning towards efficiency. Any favorite characters? I wouldn't necessarily say favorite, although he's pretty cool, but I'd like to get Star Killer as a GL killer, because I got a lucky 330 shard pull of Kyle from one of those 1k crystal packs that happens every so often. Okay, he's pretty bad. My God. Yeah. Only Razor Crest has good amount of shards. This was my first hard Conquest. All right, so let's take a look. Lightspeed bundles, no Conquest characters, just got hard Conquest. So what? You're probably around 4 million, right? Somewhere around 4 million. Let's see what we got here. Darklink, 4.2 million. Perfect. Alderan Teabag Syndicate. Goddamn. Some of these guild names. Hitting top rank. Gonna have Executor soon. Perfect. Love it. Excellent. I want to see Admiral Piet. Rebel Roundup. Forest Moon CT2. Ships. I do agree with your getting punishing one. That's gonna really help the Executor fleet and keep you on top of not having to worry about your fleets for a pretty long time. So that's a super solid move that you're going for right now, going for early. I don't know if I would have recommended going for the Duel of the Fates tier early on, but you did it already, and it's gonna pay dividends for you having that R7 tier. The R9 tier, I'm super pro the R9 tier, but I think that it's a very low priority for you right now. What I will say though, if you end up going for that, by the time you really start needing R9s, you will find you have the stuff for it. But I don't think it's a necessity. I don't think it's a big goal that you need to be focused on at the moment. Let's see, Inquisitors, how are we doing with them? Okay, so you got Grand. When did you post this? Only about a week ago, right? So you got GI, you finished that up. Okay, good. How did Savage go? Savage, we're bringing to Relics. Okay. No GLs yet, huh? Your turn. My alt CR is not in Relics, but Zalbar mission are. Yeah, I need that Zalbar. 112, 1900, Jedi Knight Luke, Carbonet. Good. Why are you so close to Jabba and Jabba is not on your radar? Like, was not mentioned once. You have Jedi Knight Luke. Really, your main goal right now. So normally I tell people Jedi Master Luke, then Jabba. I'm telling you as a Lightspeed Bundle account who's fairly close to fairly close to Jabba. Oh my God, you're so far from JML. You need to be going for Jabba because you are advancing at a rate that is incredibly fast, and you need his mod depth to help keep you up, right? You need the mod depth that he's going to bring you in order to continue to build your teams. He is one of, if not the most important farms in the game at this point in the game. And he has been fairly consistently since he came out. And that's saying something, because a lot of other characters, they shift around a lot. Jabba's like a non-negotiable. It's so rewording. I hate you. I do. Let's see. I do want to look at these rebels. Ooh, he's a rebel. Da 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 da. What? How? Don't you need? Is this? Oh, it lied to me. Interesting. Why did this? Is this semi-bugged? Oh, I get it. I read this as Gear 7, and I was like, oh, good, you have him already. I understand. I fucked that up. But you need it. You 100% need it. Now, but here's the good thing about this. Well, let's see where we're at with this. Hermit Yoda, Wampa, Rebel. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you right now, first, one, Wampa and Hoda from Get 1, start. I know it's going to slow down things, but start it. Start them with your get one. Do what you have to do to get them both done. Based on, I mean, and I would even, where you are in Conquest, or where you are in GAC, the Wampa Omicron is probably still very useful. So that's going to be a good Omicron to apply. I would do Wampa first. There is a bounty event. It actually just came around where you can get Wampa shards, but it's a trap. It's a trap because you can also get Rebel Officer Leia shards from that same bounty event. And it's more important to get Rebel Officer Leia shards from that because you have to spend get 2 to get Rebel Officer Leia, and you don't want to do that. Or you want to do that as little as possible. Get 2 is just so much more important than get 1. And get 1 is important, but not anywhere near as important. You need to prioritize Jedi Knight Luke. Now, the nice thing about prioritizing Jedi Knight Luke here is a couple of things. One, you have Jedi that are not the worst Jedi in the world. So just by proxy of having Jedi Knight Luke, you're and making him the leader, you did Wampa the day you, oh man, oh, that's okay. That now you know though. Now you know. But that's the trap there. You want Rebel Officer Leia from that. The day that you get Jedi Knight Luke, you put 0 speed mods on him, run Jedi Knight Luke with Hermit Yoda as fast as possible, with General Kenobi, with Grandmaster Yoda, and I would really love to say Revan, which I see you haven't geared up yet. I would say even a G12 Revan, honestly, with only core gear, just because his mark is so useful, you'll be able to turn that Ground War CT1 into at minimum a CT2 and very possibly a CT3 with the right modding. And they don't even have to be amazing mods. They just have to be fairly fast mods. So that'll help you there. But Jabba's just so important. He's that important to players. I don't know if you started Outrider yet. If you didn't, oh, you did. Look at that. You have Outrider here, which is, it makes it a non-negotiable farm for you right now. You have to go for it. It'll also start you on the path for getting CT1 on Military Might. Right, which right now you only have at a mythic. So where is this gear tracker? Jedi Knight Luke, where the fuck is he? There he is. Jedi Knight Luke, it'll give you CLS right here, right? It'll give you C-3PO, which you have. You'll need Chewbacca, great, which you'll need. If you do that, right? C-3PO, Chewbacca, CLS, Han Solo, which is an easier farm, and then even Chewpio, who you'll need later for Jedi Master Luke, you will even be able to do CT1 and probably CT2 with R2-D2. Why does it say you have it? Oh, see, I need to get better at reading these check marks. These check marks tell me, and I go, oh, you have it. So I love that you're still there. I love that you're still dropping mean things on him. It's beautiful to me. You need to go for this. It's going to be a grind then getting C-3PO, but it's going to build out the majority of your CLS team. Where is it? It's going to build out the majority of your CLS team, and even without Chewpio, with R2-D2, you'll be able to get CT1 and most likely CT2. I did CT2 before Chewpio even existed, and when my only relic was relic R2, R2-D2. So that'll finish up your assault battle dominance here. It'll give you a fairly good CLS team until you get Chupio. It'll finish up your ground war. It'll give you Jabba, which of insane value. Diana is mentioning Jabba's usefulness in TB. Yes, you can throw Jabba with shit, and Jabba wins in the Jabba tier of every single phase that you put Jabba in. But other than Executor, and other than Inquisitors getting them to R7 so that you can help your guild, because that's what your guild wants, I think that working towards Jabba becomes your most important primary farm right now. Right? More than anything else. Now, in terms of like what Conquest characters you should be kind of looking towards, if you're focused on Conquest characters, I will tell you that after Jabba, SLKR, who I noticed you're not terribly far from, can basically beat every single Proving Grounds. I prefer going for Jedi Master Luke, but you're just so significantly further, like you're so far away from that I think you could benefit from getting SLKR, which is a strange, because I never ever recommend SLKR. But you'll be able to, and now some of the SLKR teams do require very specific teaming, so you might not be able to do every one of them. But you will be able to do most of them. And then even on our Discord, where is our Discord? We have blah, 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 blah. Where is it? GC and Journey Help pinned here. It is the Trello board that everybody uses, right? And that Trello board basically breaks down like even non-GL teams. Some people may be putting GL teams in there now as well, but for the most part, it's non-GL teams to beat as many of these things as possible. But up till right now, SLKR can beat all of them. Yeah, it's on our Discord. It's there. But I would say finish your Executor. Get your GI to R7 so that you can do the stuff for your guild. Jabba is heavy priority for you right now. SLKR should be secondary priority for you right now. And that should be your focus. More than anything else. It'll help you out so much in this game. Now, who should you go for first when we're talking about the CLS grind? I mean, you could start on Hoda right now. Well, no, start on Wampa, because Wampa will give you a one-woman Wrecking Crew. Then go for Hermit Yoda. As for which of the journeys to go for, honestly, I think probably Chewbacca. Because Chewbacca on his own will be semi-useful. What, you should have Chewbacca. Do you not have... Let me check. Chewbacca. How do you not have Chewbacca? Or do you just not have him geared? Do you not have him... Oh, he's level 1. So fucking build up your Chewbacca. I was like, you have crazy fucking bounty hunters. You got something against him, so I love it. You're like, no, only if only if he knows I'm joking, and you just keep going. Let's see. How are Ewoks? Princess will make your Ewoks a little bit easier if you use her, and she is... The problem is she is a Chirotech farm, but the good news is that she's accelerated, and she does make the C-3PO event a lot easier. But I mean, based on those, I'd be working on my CLS proper, right? Gear them up. Focus on gearing this guy up. Focus on gearing Chewbacca up. while you're working. Like, it's not even a matter of what you're working on. You have a lot of this unlocked. It's focus on C3PO, really, right? Because C3PO is at that point. He's the one that you need to like actually farm. Everything else just looks like you have to gear them. But it really needs to be a priority for you. You need Jabba at your point in the game and at the speed that you're building your characters and at the speed that you're leveling up and modding things. Now, you do have one option, which is because Rolo is going to take a while with those bounty events, you have the option of speeding her up with the get to, or maybe slightly slowing down the whole farm. And when that becomes your limiting factor, you start working on SLKR. I don't have an answer for which one's the right way to go about it. I find get to be so incredibly important, but for you, maybe Jabba's more important. You can do with her as lower than her Kyrotech. I mean, then do it. I know that she makes that event so much easier. Is it possible to beat stronger Executor fleets, both Executor and ships in that fleet, in terms of skill, speed, when you got the same fleet? It is possible, but I'm going to tell you that fleets are my weakest part of this game. It is like my Achilles heel. So is it possible? Yes. Can I tell you how to do it? That's a Bit Dynasty thing. Bit Dynasty will be able to help you. I will be able to look up a Bit Dynasty video and just tell you exactly what he is going to say anyway. But Darklink, man, that's what I would do. Do you have any other questions? Anything specific other than that? While I sip on my water teeny. Oh, that's so good. I love a good water. Ba-da-da-da-da. Dee-dee-dee-bee. Da-da. Dee-dee-dee-da-da. Ba-da-da. While I wait to see if you have any other questions, I'm gonna stall in the game. Somebody in one of the YouTube comments recently said that they love that anytime they pop on one of my streams, I somehow am singing. And yeah, I don't know. I just happen to be a happy guy that likes to sing. It's one of my favorite things. So here's the thing. When we talk about like GAC specific things, I'm not a big GAC player, but the reality is that these are the things that are going to help your GAC the most, right? Like, you need better modding for GAC. Jabba is a great fucking GAC team. CLS is a great it's a great CLS team. CLS is a great GAC team. SLKR is a great GAC team. Everything I'm telling you to do is going to significantly impact your GAC in a positive manner. Jedi Knight Luke, not at my level, but at your level of GAC, is a great GAC team. So you're killing two birds with one stone at this point. You know, like 501st Rex. That's it. Phil is nice to Vance. That's my insult. We're still insulting him. I love it. Ba-da-da-da-da. Oh, I keep hitting pause break, and I keep meaning to hit screenshot. 501st with Rex. I don't really see it used in fives. I see it used in threes. Like, it is a great team. But again, everything that I've told you is core account building, and those things are going to double over into all of your game modes. You know, unlike, like, I would be like, oh, Gungans are great everywhere, but like, they're not the strongest GAC team. So someone primarily focusing on GAC, I'm not going to tell them to go for them unless that's like the only thing they have left. My God. I need like more different people to make fun of Phil so that I can get different names. But that's what I would do, man. That should really be your primary focus right now. Now, to answer Nena's question, Nena, if you're still here, you had asked me about what my thoughts were on Fat Phil's video when it came to looping in fleet crystals to GAC. I don't like the idea. I think it is a great idea for people who love GAC, but it really sucks for those of us that are not big fans of it. And I know that they could do it in a way where they structure some of it to the daily and some of it to the win, some of it to the loss. But the reality is that for some people, GAC is just not fun or interesting. And while Fleet Arena can be tough if you have a fleet mafia, not a fleet shard, but a fleet mafia, that's the minority of players. And I also think that unless they fundamentally change GAC, they fundamentally alter it. And I've talked about that. I did a whole video on it. I did a Reddit thing. I broke it down into really, really in-depth situations. Unless you fundamentally alter GAC, you are going to disproportionately screw with the middle level guy and the low level guy who are currently getting screwed by 9, 10, and 11 million accounts who are in Chromium and Bronzium, right? It is going to fundamentally deter them and fuck with them if those players who pushed for Executor to be able to get resources, it's going to fuck them so hard if they now get screwed over by having to put a primary focus on GAC when there are so many accounts in those lower ends that should not be there. They'd be fucked. And I do think that new matchmaking is better than the old matchmaking, but I just don't think it accounts for players who don't like GAC or who take GAC off for small amounts of time. So I'm glad, Nena, you said that kind of right as I said that. I think that the new matchmaking, in theory, is not bad, but it does not take into account players who take time off. It does not take into account players who just pause their GSC out for a while, and that can fundamentally screw people anywhere outside of Erodium and outside of Kyber. If you're below Erodium, you get fucked if those players hit your level. For a player like Phil or like myself who are in Kyber, doesn't matter. Like a million GP doesn't really matter. If that person has Ahsoka and I don't, like, it's not the biggest deal. I can get around that. That can be a huge detriment. I implore anyone in this chat who has not watched it, watch my GAC video and talk about the changes that need to happen to GAC. The other change that I think needs to happen that that I did not talk about, but I talked about in my original video, is it fucking blows that if you cannot join GAC, if you are absent for 24 hours during the join phase, you're fucked for the whole week. Right, on crystals. And I've had it happen to me before where I thought I joined GAC, but like, I guess I had so many messages and I hit it, but I forgot to hit the join button. And now for a week, I was not getting any crystals because for 24 hours, I screwed up. And I think that that's a real shit system. And I do think that players who forget to join GAC should at least get lose rewards for each of the rounds for whatever their bracket is, right? They should get loser rewards as the bare minimum, as a compromise, because that's what they would have gotten if they lost all of their GAC matches. That is one minor thing that I would definitely change. Darklink, I appreciate it. You can't post it yet until I tag it and I give you the tag for it, which I don't do till after my streams. But I appreciate it because, believe it or not, even though I know you're a premium member, you have already made a contribution, and I appreciate that very much. Even though I do the majority of these roster reviews for free, and I literally ask people like, hey, the one non-negotiable is please leave a review, even if it's bad, even if you have bad and negative things to say about me. I would say about 4 out of every 10 of my reviews actually leave me a review, and it gets very annoying. So I appreciate you even just mentioning that. Like, literally least common effort is just leave a review. Let's go. Let's move on. Who I know is not here today, right? He stopped in earlier, said he would not be able to stop in for the review itself. 158.30. Let's see what this one's gonna look like. Head over to Discord. Captain Badri. Where is that on Discord? Discord. Okay, what are your top 20 of your fleet? Currently all executor fleets with P1, no Leviathans yet. I float around 20. Okay. One problem is possible to... One problem is that it is possible to, when one misses the attack phase, you don't get rewards for that. That's true, you don't get rewards for missing the attack phase. But my only difference there is that when you miss the attack phase, that's only a 24-hour fuck up, and you only lose that one attack phase. Whereas if you miss out on join in that 24 hours, that's a whole week worth of fuck up, which sucks. I float around the 20 mark, dropping between 50 to 100 crystals. For this reason, I haven't bothered to inquire if there's a chat yet. Dropping in between 50 and 100 crystals, because you're either at the 20 or above or below the 20. Your CTs look in order, which is nice. I don't really get too concerned with Duel of the Fates or Pretty Patrol for earlier game accounts. These are at CT1, which is nice. Fanatical Devotion is nice, but I don't think people should worry about it until their guild is telling them, hey, you got to go for Grand Inquisitor. Main focus at the moment is completing Java. Fucking love it. I would say I'm most of the way there. I need the 7-star 2 tunes, then relic some. Some are already at requirement level. For ships, I'm prioritizing 7-starring the P1 to finish my executor. Look, I don't know why the fuck you need me. Then move on to building a backup fleet, probably negotiator, as I'm running a Home 1 Rebel fleet as backup currently. Works well, but could be stronger. You know, that's not a bad option either, is the option of joining late in, you know, the second match, and maybe there'll be matchups for you with other late joiners, and the matchmaking won't be as good. Because it really, I know it happened to Darth Loquitur recently too. He messaged, he's like, oh, well, it finally happened to me. I completely forgot to join my GAC. And shit happened. I'm so sorry, Captain, that I'm hijacking your review to talk about GAC. You know, shit happens sometimes. Your power is out for a day, an emergency happens for a day. It does suck. Take it easy, my man. Peace out. Cheers, buddy. Well, cheers to water. For ships, I'm also finishing my Treya team for GA and plan to start GG with Stop after to build up my GA defense. In general, I need to know, and I know I need to work on my mods better across all tunes. The approach I'm taking is a top-down, working teams I use most first. I'm at 3.9 million, so want to get to the 4 million to start Proving Grounds. Okay, so 3.9 million, 3.994 million as of. You could do automatic GAC signups, but I think you're going to end up seeing a lot more people not, like, I think what CG wants to see is they want you to see they want you to see activity. And if there are people not joining on purpose and you see a lot more inactivity, the game looks more dead. And I think that that's something that they do want to avoid. And I don't know if it's a smart or a not smart decision. Now, no more GAC talk. Cheez-Its and rice. Top-down approach to mods. I actually just had this conversation with one of my members yesterday, and he was talking about his mod score, and he was talking about like working on modding and having Java. And what I was saying to him is that the nice thing about a top-down approach here is that unlike Reaganomics, right, and trickle-down economy, and I promise not to make this politics, which didn't work in the 80s and it's not going to fucking work now. It does work in modding, okay? Because what happens is, for me, as a almost 13 million account, if I work on a mod for a brand new team and it's an amazing mod, then only that team gets a mod. But if I work on a mod and it replaces an old mod on a character. So let's say this character has a 24 speed mod, and I work on a mod that's better in every way, and it's now a 26 speed mod. Now I can take that 24 speed mod and find a new home for it. And I can take that 24 speed mod and give it to someone who has a 22 speed mod. And now I can take that 22 speed mod and give it to someone who has a 20 speed mod. And now I can take that 20 speed mod and I can give it to someone who has an 18 speed mod. And that one mod can increase the effectiveness of 5 teams, 10 teams, 12 teams by trickling down my modding, right? So it's not a bad way to do it. As long as you have the backing overall. It is how I do it. I look for what I can use on an old team, and then I spend 15 minutes going through and looking to see how I can improve other characters with the mods that they had. But modding is going to be a big thing for you. 4 million, no GL yet, unless they're down low. Ships. P1 is getting up there. Executors at 5-star. So you have all Executor fleets with P1, no Leviathans yet. I would urge you to maybe watch some Bit Dynasty videos on the P1 mirror match, because you might be able to get into that top 10 even right now, or that top 5 even right now with your punishing one where it is at 5-star. It's not my bread and butter, so I don't want to spend too much time on it, but you are in a good place working on it, which is important, because those fleet crystals are going to be important to you. Kylo, Rey, Jedi Knight Luke, Jabba's close, good. Do you have... We won't make the mistake. You do have Jedi Knight Luke. So you're basically just working on some relic levels. Very good. JML. What are we throwing a link to? To Discord? To... I can throw a link to Discord. I don't know what we're throwing links to. Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da. Improving mod score is slow and steady. That's the way that it is. I mean, this account, before we just talk about GLs, I want to look at a few things. I don't have the Bit Dynasty videos offhand, but I just know that he has one. I would YouTube Bit Dynasty Executor mirror match, and I'm sure he has something. That's just... He has something for everything. Bit Dynasty is an amazing creature, and Bones can go fuck himself for whatever reason not liking him. Fucking weirdo. Let's see. Bounty hunters. Honestly, your Rebel Roundup, you could probably do CT2 with your bounty hunters. I'm assuming the modding is not great, but you're not going to have to worry about that soon. So don't worry about it too much, because you are going to have Jabba soon, and that'll make it a lot easier. Everything else mostly looks in order. I would say to you, one thing that I say to a lot of people is, where are they? Let's go to raids, it'll be easier there. I do tend to recommend earlier game players get Padawan, Obi-Wan, and Master Qui-Gon to 5 stars. And I recommend getting them to 5 stars because since they're both Cantina farms, you want to spend as little time farming them as possible. And if you can get double, really more than double, the free shards per month from that assault battle, that's less time that you're going to have to farm them in the future and waste signal data. So it's something that I would consider. I think that they're going to be, let's check when. Padawan, Obi-Wan, Marquis. I think they're going to be accelerated fairly soon. 2 months. So maybe you can consider waiting for that, you know, if you want to. But I would get them to 5 stars just to do that. Yeah, I would consider doing it just so that you can let those shards happen naturally over time. GG with Stop. Look, Stop has an Omicron right now, and I use Stop a lot. I would really caution against spending very, very precious, where is it? Yeah, very, very precious Cantina energy on Stop. He is a 16 energy, because it's a droid, is a 16 energy node. And while Stop helps the team, and while I find him useful in GAC, I don't think the usefulness is going to be that strong for you at your level of the game, as opposed to the signal data that you'll be missing out on by spending 2 to 3 weeks farming him. It's just a super tough thing. Treya Team, sure. Treya Team is amazing in GAC. But I just cannot make a case for a GG Stop team for you personally right now. Yeah, well, I did my Stop before the raid because we all thought Stop was going to be important. Now, I don't regret it because I have used Stop a lot. But I wouldn't have otherwise. If we knew about the raid and that he didn't do as great in the raid originally, like it was kind of like an I would not have farmed him. He would be like the one character that I don't have farmed. It's just I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze for where you are in the game. Now, what you really need to do is you need to finish your Executor, and you are just, again, like I say this in almost every review. I was talking about this on Reddit a few days ago when Dexter posted a Venn diagram, and I was like, well, it's actually, there should be 4 circles here. You're just in this beautiful area where Jabba, Jedi Master Luke, Leia, and Profundity all have this like beautiful overlap. Don't hit me, Pillock. There is just this amazing overlap between these 4 farms, and you're just perfectly in the spot because you want Jabba for your mods and great in Conquest. You're gonna want Jedi Master Luke because he's quite literally the strongest Conquest toon in the game, and he helps people destroy Conquest even at lower levels. And then when you have all of the overlap from these two, you're kind of at a point where you go, well, I might as well go for Leia now. And then you're at a point where you go, well, actually, Profundity is not that far away anymore. I might as well go for Profundity. I think that you're in that position where I would just do that, and that gives you a nice long time where you can say, oh, I don't have to worry about what I'm farming for a while. And all of those things are going to help you in GAC, right? Every one of them. Negotiator fleet, listen, the problem is a strong negotiator fleet is going to want Marauder, and without like a Bad Batch Lightspeed bundle, that is a long and painful road. So I would almost say work on Profundity, like do Jabba, Jedi Master Luke, then Profundity, then Leia Organa, and you're going to be sitting pretty. That's what I would do with it. My goodness. Oh, man. That's how it would go. You're in that spot. You're in that spot that everybody's in. And then I feel like I just need like one of those that was easy buttons. And I need to just hit that button for people all the time, because that is where this account is at. And it is something that is going to just, is going to significantly alter your gameplay in a positive way. Because you already have Executor, I would consider reaching out to your Discord in the short term. Even if you can't, get into the top 10 organically right now, you might find out that you have a fleet Discord that's lovely and they switch out fleets. That doesn't always happen. Or you might just find a Discord that says, yeah, we'll give you a slot, but you're going to have to do it on your own. So, like, don't expect us to help you. And, like, that's also fine. But that's really all the advice that I can give to you today. So let's continue down the line. We got HerculesMulligan. I would rap for you, but I'm not good at rapping. My mouth cannot talk that fast. HerculesMulligan, 220. So we're about a week and change off at this point. 215. Say 215. All right, HerculesMulligan, who made some funny jokes on Discord today. Leviathan for days. I don't coordinate with Fleet Discord. I try and hover around 50. Okay. Secret. Ooh. Does not. Ooh. This account, without even looking at it, what it tells me is that you are probably an account that came back to the game after a long time. And that all are unlocked unless you're telling me all others, unless you're saying all of the others are at CT3, but I don't know. Yeah, that's actually how I got into my fleet Discord. They yelled at me and I was like, how do you expect me not to hit certain people if I don't know who they are? And then they invited me to the Discord. Finishing Master Qui-Gon to R9. Profundity needs relic. See, like, this tells me you're such early game, and then this tells me that you're not. Finishing Master Qui-Gon to R9. He's at R8. Will be done in the next few days, so that should be done by now. Profundity needs relics to be completed. Glat and then TBT. I'm assuming that you're just telling me which ones are not done yet. I'm going to make that assumption here, that these are just the ones that are not done yet. Because you have Glat. I'm open for changing farm, or at least you're farming Glat. I'm open for changing farms if there's more efficient use of my time and mats. Higher stars. I play this game to help my guild, so I don't care about fun farms. See, I don't know. Like, I'm like, you're either a 4 million account or you're an 11 million account. Let's see what it is. Yeah, well, those are the guys where you go, well, I have guys like that in our Discord, and I have agreements with them, and I try not to hit them, but also I don't remember. You know, you've been invited, and it's your fault that you haven't joined. But I still try not to hit them. So 11.5 million. So I'm going to assume that those assault battles are just the ones you haven't completed. So Duel of the Fates will be completed. Peridia Patrol is still at tier 2, which tells me you don't have Glat, but you want to work on Glat. Profundity, rank 55, Executor. Okay. You need a better GL ship and fleet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So when we, I'm assuming your guild is doing, right? Cal Kestis, yup. Inquisitor, yup. Bow has bow. All right. What I'm going to say to you is it's very simple. I had this discussion a few days ago, actually with Fat Phil. So if anyone else wants to drop mean things about Fat Phil in chat that I very much will screenshot and send to him in this video, please do. I promise he will understand and take this and get that it's a joke. I would love more names. But I had this discussion with him a few days ago. He just got GL Ahsoka. I told him I'm not speeding up my GL Ahsoka. And we both agreed that where our rosters are, GL Ahsoka helps both of us 0 in Rote, in TB. Like, literally 0. He's not using her in TB. I have literally no use for her in TB, so I'm not speeding her up. You need to be working on your GL fleets. You have to be working on your GL fleets. If you want to help your guild in TB, I am also my guild TB officer. Fleets are the easiest way to help your guild in TB. Because those fleets are worth double points over other combats. GL Ezra Exile is a must. Those fleets are worth double points over other combats. Plus, if you have a better fleet position over like 50, you will be getting much more resources to be able to apply to your account to specifically help your guild. So it all funnels back to helping your guild, right? That needs to be your primary focus right now. Now, I didn't even look if you have these fleets or if you're just you have them. You have, why? Do you just not have the time? Like, goddamn. My man. Invest in your Leviathan. I know it sucks. Invest in your Leviathan. It's going to make your life so much easier. You can auto the battle. The Leviathan mirror is autoable at 7 stars. You don't have to spend extra time, but you're leaving. Like, you're at 50 to 55, so you're leaving potentially 350 crystals per day. Times 30. You're leaving 10,000 fucking crystals per month on the table. Now, where is HerculesMulligan? There we go. Your Executor probably can beat some of those Leviathans and get you to the top 10 and the top 5. But you're probably like, it's not worth the effort. Leviathan can literally auto it. If you bring this ship to 7 stars, you will be potentially earning an additional 10,000 crystals every fucking month. That's 126,000 crystals per year. Think about what you can be doing with those crystals. Right? Like, just think about it. And I know, like, Mulligan, like, you're watching this review and you're like, oh, I have Leviathan. And then you're going to hit this part. Like, that, if you want to help your guild, should be one of your biggest priorities right now. Ships. Ba-da-da-da-da. And I would go after my profundity. You can't be that far from profundity. Again, like this is a very helpful tool for your guild. Look at how fucking close you are. Finish your Leviathan. Profundity is not as important to speed up. I would maybe do like 1 or 2 speed ups a month to get it done in a reasonable amount of time. But I would put those at a higher priority for you than GL Ahsoka. Most definitely. And while you're focused on doing those things, your Peridia Patrol boys, like, they will be getting free shards so that you will have to spend less energy on them. As for like little things that you could be doing, let's see. You look at like the bottom end of an account to kind of see that when you're at this level. I will tell you, if you want to help, if you're like do you do TB Omicrons? Let's see. You have a raid Omicron at least, and I don't mean at least, but I'm just curious if you do. So you have Whirlwind Smash. It seems to be the only TB one that you have, right? Isn't Boombadeer the crappy one? Oh no, it's the raid one. Okay. You have the Conquest one. If your goal is to like just help your guild, I'm gonna tell you that even if you don't go for Balin Skull, Marok's Omicron fucking slaps. That shit beats the crap out of combats. Like, just beats them silly. Kira special mission, fuck you, you got it. Hondo mission, fuck you, you can do it. Dathomir, fuck you, you can do it. Tatooine Grand Inquisitor mission, boom, you fucking got it. Haven class, his Omicron and TB is kind of like the Oprah meme of you got a car. But it's just like, you gotta win, and you gotta win, and you gotta win. Everybody gets a win. If we're talking primarily from a help the guild standpoint. You know, but you need to work on Night Sisters, man. Night Sisters just slap so hard. The old Night Sisters squad, Nana, just tell them. They slap so damn hard in TB. The Gungan Omicron Tarples, I do at R9, no platoons on the R9 planets. On the R9 planets, no platoons, wins 90% of the time on auto. But really, you need to focus on those fleets. That needs to be your solid core right now, more than anything else. That's the only advice that I can get. When you're at this level, there's so few things to work on that it's hard to like give targeted advice. But for you, you need to work on those things. More than anything else. There's nothing else that comes in place. Focus on Leviathan, get it to that 7 stars. It will fundamentally alter how you play this game. Literally autoable. If you go first, you just hit auto. If you go second, you play the game until first reinforcement, you send out Scimitar, and then you hit auto. And you're going to get an extra 128,000 crystals, 128,000 crystals per year, which is like an $800 value. So you're welcome. We're going to move on in a second. What I want to do before I move on is I want to take a quick break. I want to go upstairs. I think I hear my wife moving around. I want to see how she's doing, see if she's okay, and then I'll make the decision on whether we will do more reviews or not. I just want to check in on her, see if she needs anything. So I'll be right back, and we'll make a decision to continue or not at that point. So just give me like 2-3 minutes. Oof. All right, guys and gals, thank you. I guess I must have just heard the cats upstairs because she is still asleep. Normally we'd be awake by now to go to a movie, but I'll take it because she's not coughing and does not currently look miserable. So we're going to let her sleep, and we will keep going. Normally I only do 3 reviews in a day. It's been a long time. There was a time I did like 10, and that was... Oh man, that was a day. So let's continue on this this journey that we're going on this morning. Pokehob got this is a fun name to say. Poke, as in Pokemon. Pokehob God 21, who is a Redditor. We've spoken a few times. I'm not sure if he's here right now or not. I know he was asking about brunch times, and I told him it was okay if he didn't get to it live. So if you're here, let me know. If you're not, that's cool too. Top 20 of Fleet Arena primarily consists of 7-star Dagger, Fury Bomber, Leviathan with a Punishing One Executor sprinkled about. Far as I'm aware, there is no Fleet Shard chat. I did, if you're interested in finding your Fleet Shard chat, I did a 4-minute video on it. It's very quick on how to find your Fleet Shard chat. On Discord, you just do the command that looks like this, Fleet Discord. You hit that command and the video will pop up. It's very fast. I try to be concise with things. Just if that's something that you're looking to do. Ooh, I did not take a timestamp. Let's say 2:28:00. Nope, those are my premium reviews. There we go. Roundup CT3, Forest Moon CT1. Interesting, because I know you've been playing for a long time. I see you around Reddit a lot. Zero on Secrets and Shadows, Fanatical Devotion CT2, Duel of the Fates, Pretty Patrol. Currently planning to 7-star, 7 POW, Master Qui-Gon, and Paw Patrol. Shards for Conquest, DTMG 290, Quad May 160. Interesting. You know, when you made that post on Reddit, I assumed you were probably around like 11 million, but now I'm thinking maybe like 8 or 9. Let's see what we're at. Pop this up. Look at that. 9 million. Beautiful. Now, the only reason I think that you're 8 or 9 was specifically because I know that you've been playing for a long time. But the reality is, I feel like your assault battle should be in better. You have third sister? No third sister yet. your assault battles should be in a much better position than they are in right now, at 9 million, right? So here you could, where is he? Right, you're probably in a position where you don't need to use very much core gear. I am curious where your third sister is in terms of bothering to do the Imperial Troopers or not. Because if you're very close to third sister can CT3 Forest Moon. If you're not close to that, you can honestly do it fairly easy. Is this the leader? I can never remember which one's the leader. Yeah. With like Veers. So interesting that you don't. Like Veers, Stark, Piet, Range Trooper, and Snow Trooper. Now that's my budget team. And it's my budget team because you can do it without relicking anything. So you won't need to spend any Chirotech. You might need, let's see. You're probably going to need this Zeta. But for the most part, if you just remod these guys to be insanely fast, right? You bring Stark to G12 and you bring Snow Trooper to G12 and you mod those 5 to be as fast as you possibly can. Once you kill your first Ewok, you can probably hit auto and the Ewoks will not take another turn. That's just how easy Forest Moon ends up being. Ground War CT3 but 2 stars. That's cray. I don't know how you're doing this one, that you're only getting it to 2 stars, but you're going to want Jedi Knight Luke lead, because nobody wants to do this every month. Jedi Knight Luke lead, take off all the speed. Okay, Jedi Knight Luke, well, see here, it's interesting because there's an interesting dynamic here where you have some things that have really high speed and then some things that have absolutely no speed. You have to make a decision with Jedi Knight Luke. If you want fast Jedi Knight Luke as a character that plays into a Jedi Master Luke team, or if you want to make him the leader and be super slow. But for this specific assault battle, you want him super slow with Jedi Master Luke on the team. And I would say like Jedi Knight Luke lead, Jedi Master Luke, Jedi Knight Revan. I would probably do like Hermit Yoda as a just in case, and even like General Skywalker. Throw them in there. Start the round with the granted ability to speed limit the other team. Then go into the stun. End every round with the granted ability. Start every round with a stun. It'll be 3 stars. You'll never have to think about it again. Fanatical Devotion at CT2. That's fine for right now. Secrets and Shadows. Nothing interesting. Man. Hello there. Hi, Kenobi. Can't be Kenobi and not say hello there. Cheez, it's in rice. You could probably do Secrets and... I mean, again, you're going to have to remod these guys. If you remod these guys just for Secrets and Shadows and bring Captain Rex to like G12, you could probably do CT1 of Secrets and Shadows. You know, Hera lead, obviously, Captain Rex, Kanan Jarrus. I'm not 100% sure on the team because I didn't do it this way, but I would say Sabine and Chopper would be your 4th and 5th. But Captain Rex is going to be a solid farm for you anyway. Duel of the Fates. I see you're working on Duel of the Fates. That is always a solid move. I really would love to see these fleets get into order a little bit. Let's actually check where we are with some of these things. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 GL. I'm curious what Reddit told you to do, because I know I said, hey, check me out, and some people on Reddit gave you some, I have no idea if good or bad advice. You do have profundity, which is nice. Again, with to the top 20 having some executors, you should be able to consistently get into the top 20. I don't know if it's a time thing or not, but like you're leaving a lot of crystals on the table here. Okay, tools. Let's check this out. Ray, we don't care about Ray. We don't care about Ray Skywalker. No, it doesn't work. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm embarrassed. Lord Vader, Star Killer, Grand Inquisitor, Jabba, Executor. No, we don't give a shit about that. Cal, I'm surprised that your guild is not asking you to go for Cal yet. Leviathan, or Bo-Katan. Man, those are two great farms to go for. Let's check these out. Let's check out these bad boys. Okay. Let's check out Paw Patrol. So, same thing that I've said to a lot of people with Paw Patrol. Why do you only have two? Where's fucking Night Trooper? There he is. I would just bring these guys to 5 stars and let that do the work for you. Bring them to 5 stars, let the game work for you and get those shards for you. And for some reason, that event is super easy on auto, but is super hard on manual. I have no idea why. It blows my fucking mind. But I've never been able to manual the event, and always on auto it seems to work. Bring them to 5 stars, but don't prioritize them. Just do that and let the game kind of work on it. I do like the idea of you getting your Duel of the Fates out of the way now with where you are in the game. I don't think R9 Duel of the Fates is super important for you at where you are. I'd say it's like 50-50. I would definitely go to the R7 tier for Duel of the Fates. I would really like to see you get Leviathan. You have Malgus, right? You have Fury class. You have Fury class. I would really like to see you get Leviathan. I've said this before. I just think a lot of players who are not like hyper competitive players downplay fleets. I hate fleets. I hate them so much, but you should always be farming something in fleets. That is something, because it doesn't accelerate, you want to be on top of it so that when there's a fleet meta change, you're closer to being able to capitalize on that change. Now, I do think that if you're not actively farming a fleet, you should be passively farming 1 or 2 ships. But for you, I do think that getting Leviathan in the shorter term is an important next step for GAC, for your account just in general, and its economical growth. And it'll help in TB. It's not, you don't need it. If you have Executor and Profundity, you don't need it in TB, but it can be helpful. Especially if you're doing like Mandalore, which it doesn't look like you guys are doing yet. What is your guild? 413. I'm actually kind of surprised. I would be is your guild doing that stuff? Units? Kenobi, I do all my roster reviews through Discord. I probably will not get to yours today, but I have a little I have a spot on Discord where we have a list and we take requests and we track that list. I'm always happy to do them for people, to help people out. All right, let's see. Jedi Knight, Cal Kestis. So it looks like your guild is maybe starting to work on this. And Bo-Katan, Mandalore, not as much this. So I think with where you are in the game, if I had your accounts, I would be working on my Relic 7 Duel of the Fate Bros. I would be working on my Leviathan I would be working on Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, and I say this as someone who doesn't even like Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, or Cal Kestis, or Cal, or any version of Cal at all. I would probably then be working on Bo-Katan Mandalore, and then be going into Leia. That is personally what I would be doing. You have a lot of back-end stuff that is semi-important and really solidly strong that you still need to work on. And that is where your focus probably should be, right? And, you know, you have like the way I talk about it is you have like a 3-prong tier of how you work on things. And that is what you're relicking, so the things that you're relicking. Then you go down to what you're gearing, and then you go down to what you're shard farming. So you can be working on multiple things at one time at different levels. But that is, if you gave me your account tomorrow, that's how I would manage it, and that is the path that I would take. Oh my god. Whew. Okay. Let's keep going. We got Tiny Bubbles from the House of the Hut, who unfortunately lost his account recently. It was, I believe, hacked, you said. You should ask Bones. Bones has like 40 accounts. He has 9 million friends handing him accounts like candy. You should be like, hey man, can I have one of those accounts? Ask him on Three Scoundrels. Tiny Bubbles here from the House of the Huts. Bones, here's my story. Could I please have one of your 80 accounts? Please, sir, can I have some more? And then he would do something like this. He'd be like, more! I can't do a Bones voice. Be like, more! What the fuck are you talking about, more? Some kind of like Kenny-ass shit. From South Park. All right. I know, I saw you there. I did. All right, let's see. Let's see where we're at. So unfortunately, account deleted. All I got is a new account. I'm not sure what to work on. This must be a given account, right? I'm not sure what to work on after I finish. Oh, let me still timestamp it for you. 2:44. 2:44. All I got a new account. To be honest, I'm not sure what to work on after I finish the projects I'm set on. Right now, I'm working on getting Jedi Knight Cal Kestis and Seer ready for Zepho. Once that's done, I don't know what to do, and that's why I'm here. I know I unlocked Ben Solo and Quadme soon on the account. I also would like to pursue Jabba or JMK. Jabba. You pursue Jabba. You always pursue Jabba. Jabba is what you pursue, not JMK, always Jabba. Since I do have Cat, I'm really just unsure of what to do once I'm done with Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. Jabba. The answer is Jabba, right? We'll take this, we'll stall, we'll stop time, we will have this, and we'll put this on top, right? Farm Jabba. There is a reason that I made Moonborn do this. Farm Jabba. Do I remember what game? So you remember the... Oh, fuck you. You mean... Fuck. Piece of shit. Asshole. Ryan Reynolds, motherfucker. Unless that's not what you're talking about. I'm really just unsure what to do. I'm making all assumptions for the assault battle since I've only had the account for a few days. So definitely, yeah. So somebody was nice and gave you an account. Places of Power, you don't know. Sears and Shadow, CT1. Star Fanatical Devotion, CT2. But Reva isn't locked in this account. So with good modding, you can do CT3. Right? But you don't have Jabba and you might not have good mods. I have no idea. But with good modding, you can definitely do CT3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. CT1, 1 star. Okay, and good. All right, let's check it out. Ba-da-da-da-da. Is that the game you were talking about, Hot Hot? We've got 7.8 million. God damn it, asshole. I was like, did he forget a verb in there? Oh my god. Oh shit, my back. I'm old. Did he forget a noun in there? The game, Caleb. The game. If you know, you know. Go watch Waiting. Ray, Supreme. Oh, you're unlocking Ben. You have Ray, Supreme Leader Kylo, Sith Eternal. So 3 GL, all not super high priority GL though, unfortunately. The account, I'm assuming, bought. Was it? No, it's not from Waiting. Waiting is this game, right? Waiting is this one, the circle game. But the game, yes, I remember the game. I'm assuming Lightspeed bundles because they're all relatively low priority GL, which is interesting. You have Jedi Knight Luke. You do have Jedi Knight Luke. You're what do you mean you don't know what to do, my man, dude? After Cal Kestis, what is your guild? 640. Are you in the house? Yes, you're in House of the Hut with Aussie Mike. Help them out. They need Bo-Katan. Okay. What you need to be doing after Jedi Knight Cal Kestis is you need to be going after Jabba and JML. That's what you need to be doing. I would do JML first, obviously, just because JML is so much closer. You're like literally right there with him, so you need to be taking that into account. Jabba afterwards. I do not give a shit about Jedi Master Kenobi. I believe, and this may be a hot take, that Jedi Master Kenobi is a low priority GL. He is amazing in GAC. He's amazing in GAC. He is so good. He is. But he doesn't give you any back end for your account. And there's so many GL that are, not so many, but there are other GL that give you back end stuff that are a little bit more versatile. And I just think that they are a little bit more important. JML is one of those. Jabba is one of those. Leia, to a small extent, is one of those. But her economy event is not amazing. It's not great, so it doesn't need to be prioritized. But you need to be going after Jedi Master Luke. Then you need to be going after Jabba, right? Jedi Master Luke, Jabba, right there. I would honestly be going for Profundity after that. And if you really do love House of the Hut, you will end up going for Bo-Katan, because I know how much you guys need to unlock Zepho and Mandalore. That's what I would do there. Would I take a detour for Ben when you unlock Ben? Yes, I would take a detour for Ben because you do already have Rey unlocked. So you might as well turn that team. You might as well turn that team from a like low tier GL team to a high tier GL team. So yeah, I would do that. Ani, Leia is solid in Conquest, absolutely, but obviously so is JMK, right? The only plus side that Leia has over JMK in Conquest is that because she is not a Jedi, a Sith, or an unaligned Force user, her team can be used on those boss feats. Can't be used on a No Galactic Legends boss feat, but it can be used on those boss feats. So that is where she does edge over JMK. I barely use JMK in Conquest. He's like my delete team. He's my break in case of emergency, but I very rarely use him. That's what you need to do with this account, Tiny Bubbles. You, for the most part, I would say Places of Power. I don't know what you're doing, Places of Power, but you have Sith Eternal Emperor, you have Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. I'm assuming you don't have Dark Rey, or yeah, you don't have Dark Rey, but you should be able to do CT3 of Places of Power, which means that for the most part, your assault battles are in good order. Now, being at roughly 8 million, you might want to consider working on your two boys, right? Padawan and Master Qui-Gon, and getting them to R7. If you do that, I would do it right after JML. do JML, do these two guys, then pull the Band-Aid on Jabba the Hutt and go from there. It's just too important a farm. Caleb, I actually agree with you there. Her economy event, it is extra stuff, even if it's usually shit. But I think it's something when it comes to farming her, it's like a very small footnote on whether or not you should do it. It's unlike Jabba where you go, well, Smuggler's Run 2 is such a big thing. I would do the boys for Duel of the Fates, not necessarily for Quad May. Now, your Quad May, I don't know when you're unlocking Quad May. If you want to take a detour to Relic Quad May, I don't think it's wrong. It'll only detour you a very small amount, but I would not speed up Quad May through crystals on Proving Grounds. That is one thing I wouldn't do. Yeah, I would let that naturally occur. Let that naturally happen. If you want to take the detour after that, then fine. I don't think it's wrong to do, but I do think you have core farms that still need to get done, and you need to focus on those core farms a little bit. So I think that this account is not as aimless as you think it is. I personally only see like one path there, which is kind of what we talked about. Any other questions? Ooh. I'll just hum Pizza and Porn. Lady Geek, I'm calling you out. Where are you in my chat? I know you're here. I need to know what you thought about the rest of that movie. I need to know. Don't make me message you later. Yes. That is what I would do. And Ben, throw Ben in once you get him. Once Ben gets in there, you might as well do it because you already have the Ray. The Ray. Yes. Should we do one more? Caleb, what do you think? Should I do one more today? Should that be on the agenda? Ooh, I think one more. I think one more is in order. I don't have one more set up, though, so I do need to set it up. There we go. Easy to set up. Cheers, man. I'm sorry about your account. I'm glad someone was able to had an extra one, that they were able to give you something, though. That's how nice our community is. And by our community, I mean Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, not my community specifically. Because all I have is haters who'd hate me very, very much. What the? Here, drive a 10,000-pound electric Hummer? What the fuck is Vance talking about? All right, let's do this last one. Yeah, the cough is starting to get there. I think I can do one more. And then I'll take a rest with my... Well, then I got to do that other thing. I need more mean things said about Fat Phil while we're doing this last one. But I don't need them from Soul. I need them from other people. From people that I can be like, look at all of these things. Especially about his TB. Talk shit about his TB, his territory battles. All right, so let's stop stalling. We got Caleb here. Ooh, giving me not a lot to go on for a last one. Let's see. 256 30. He was in the chat not long ago. Let's see. Getting Reva Farm, then Jabba, but don't know what to do after Jabba. Maybe Jedi Knight Cal Kestis? That is very fair, Daniel. Any advice would help. All right, let's see what we got. No Profundity, no Jabba, no C, no Jedi Knight Luke. I'm thinking, like... Thank you. Thank you. I love it. Oh, my God. I'm thinking somewhere... I'm thinking somewhere in the 6 to 7 million range. Let's check this out. Oh my God, I've been on fucking point today. I am getting good at this. So I appreciate you, brother or sister. But I assume brother because when I go on YouTube and I look at my analytics, it says 99.9% male. 6 million, literally like right there. JML Leia, okay. I see you. Beautiful. Jedi Master Luke, Leia, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Have Bo-Katan. This is a pretty tight account, just looking at this right now. Did you start Cal yet? Haven't really started Cal. This is interesting. I do not see this very often. I use a whole cartel squad, but it's still funny. I don't know why. Oh, man. I used to smoke cigars like 3 or 4 a year, but the asthma, now I don't. And it kills me just because it's the one thing my brother-in-law and I could like bond over. And now I'm like, dude, I can't smoke a cigar. You're trying to kill me. Let's see our guild. 400 million. This is fairly good. Caleb, while I look at your GL stuff, the one thing I want to look at is your assault battles. Are there any assault battles that are not at... are there any core assault battles that are not at challenge tiers yet? Jabba 1000, Profundity 980... No Star Killer. Okay. Take a quick look. Alright. Imperial Troopers. You must have decent troopers. No. Interesting. Just the ones you need. Just the ones you need. Veers. Very low there. Inquiz. You do have Inquisitors. Okay. Night Sisters 1. Jawa and the Ewoks. If my Ewoks were high enough, some of them are actually. My Wicked is R9, so I guess I could do that there. Why am I looking at these? Oh, that's why. Brother, sister, R5. I mean, I would take these guys to R7, man. I would start on trying to get your guild into Reva mode just because you have Grand Inquisitor. So I'd definitely start on that. You can... I'm telling you right now, if you have good mods on these guys, that Night Sister, right, that's the one you said? Let's just see. Yeah. You should be able to CT1 it with your Phoenix. You know, you might have to remod a little bit. They don't look like terrible mods, but like just for the event, everyone has but you don't. Everyone has you not what? Fucking level her up, man. Holy shit! Bring Reva up. Get Reva to. Then you don't need to bring her to R7, I guess, but get her to Relics ASAP because it is a game changer for that team. It'll also allow you to CT3 Fanatical Devotion if you're not already doing it. But it is a game changer. Especially you already have an Omicron on her. Your Phoenix, again, with some remodding. I know she needs... I know that she is a Cairo fucking hog. I understand that. But it so fundamentally changes that team right? The Inquisitors without Grand Inquisitor are a C tier team. With Grand Inquisitor, they're like a B- team. With Riva, they are an A+ S tier team. Like, that is just how insane the jump is. I know how big that is. But you get on her. Like, hop on that shit. Is your guild doing Zepho yet? Not doing Zepho yet. That's like something you guys should start talking about. Bo-Katan, you're getting close on Bo-Katan Mandalore, which is nice because this mission has a very high success rate. So next time the Night Sister thing comes around, remod this just to get this. Just to get this to CT1. That is extra Kyrotech every month. Hera, Captain Rex, Kanan, and again, I've never had to do it with this, but I would say Chopper and Sabine would be your 4th and 5th. You have Bo-Katan. Okay. Yeah, man, those extra Kyrotech, it just, you get to a point where you're just like, I don't even know what to do with Kyrotech anymore. I wish I could scavenge Kyrotech. Okay. So yes, definitely. I know you said that Jabba is priority. Riva, I see, is in your thing. Jabba is priority 100%. That should be priority number 1. I would do Riva first, then Jabba, just because, you know, you can work on core gearing these guys while you're Kyro gearing Riva. So you can kind of work on them a little bit in tandem. I think by that point, your guild might be at the point where they're considering also doing Zepho. So I could definitely make the case for Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. I would avoid C. I believe C should either be a person's first GL or their last GL. If you don't get him as your first GL, he's just too low priority otherwise, and it's just not worth it. Unless you're like right there, and you're not, right? You didn't buy the Lightspeed bundle, so it's not worth doing. I would definitely tell you go after Profundity next. Again, you've been on this stream basically the entire time. I think players should always be focusing some degree on fleets because they move slow. They move slow and it's hard to adapt to them. Oh my god, if I could turn Kyrotech into signal data, I'm literally over here going like, please guys, please, I need dollar bills for signal data, please. That would be amazing, Ani. I would love that so much. I know it'll never happen. But Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, and then after that, and Profundity. I mean, we're going pretty far into the future, and you have a fairly tight account. Let's see where our Duel of the Fate bros are. I said this to a bunch of people. Your Padawan Obi-Wan is 5 stars, right? But your Master Qui-Gon is only 4 stars. I would really try to rectify that so that you can capitalize on free shards here and get the free shards every month, double the free shards every month, so that you don't actually have to farm these two. Because by the time you do all of that stuff, if you have these guys at 7 stars, that'd be a great time once they get naturally to 7 stars, or they get really close to 7 stars naturally. That would be a really great time to bring them to like Relic 7. Can you do... Oh, yeah, you can probably do that. I always forget you can do that. Can you do tier 2 with him at like G11? Or G whatever the fuck he is? Because I know I was having trouble with him at Relics, but like I was still able to do it. Is he able to do the tier on auto? Or, like, do you have both tiers done, is what I'm saying? I need to remember to look at OG, because technically you don't need to farm Master Qui-Gon at all if you have OG. So I'd be curious to know. As long as you have both tiers done, you're fine. Then. But I would definitely do Riva, Jabba, Jedi Knight, Cal Kestis, skip C, go Profundity. I'm thinking you're talking like 7-8 months down the line at that point, though. I do think, and I've said this to a lot of people, if you have Rey, which you obviously do, Zori is just a really solid, like, G12, maybe even R1, just to be able to use Datacrons, but you don't have to do that till there is a Datacron that's applicable to her. But look, I'm gonna tell you, I'm impressed by your account. Like, I'm assuming you've watched videos and you've built a plan from the beginning. I think I would have gotten Jabba before Leia, but you know, you're pretty solidly built on your ROI. Just based on the plan that you're currently going down, just skip C. And then honestly, by that time, hopefully Leviathan is something that you can talk to yourself about, right? And that is in your purview. People that have all of the GL fleets, they just function so much better, and it's something that everybody should kind of prioritize and keep on top of. I'd really like to see this fleet rank get a little bit higher. I don't know what your fleet arena looks like. I don't know if bringing this to 5-star is going to bring you below 20. If it does, I would recommend doing it based on if there are other executors, if there's profundities, whatever it is. But executor functions pretty strongly at 5 stars. Well, that's perfect, because if you're only a year out, we're talking about a plan, right? When we talk about Riva, Jabba, Jedi Knight, Cal Kestis, and Profundity, you're talking about like 8 months. And if you're talking about 8 months, and you have 4 months left at that point, then you're talking about a point where you can start to consider that stuff, because you still have to farm up that stuff. But again, in 8 months, the game could be significantly different, and maybe there's an important farm that just needs to be gone for, which slows you down. We don't obviously know at this point. We can only go off of the information that we specifically have now. But you're on the right track, man. Just skip C. Don't go for C. Do go for Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. It'll help your guild out. When you guys are doing both Mandalore and Zepho, both, you are going to find, not that the Chirotechs add up, because you have a lot of farming left to do, but that you're going to be significantly speeding up how quickly you're getting those Chirotechs. Anything else for me, my man? Anything we got? Anything on the table? Anything we need to look at? Any other specific questions? Nope. Okay, so let's see. It doesn't look like anybody is playing Star Wars. It's so strange. Usually there's somebody playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes that we can raid into. But it is okay. We do have Womp Rat. We can raid into Womp Rat. He's playing Monster Hunter, and we like Womp Rat. We're friends of Womp Rat. So we will head out. I'm going to get a little bit of rest on my voice, and then do my full plan with Fat Phil. So if anyone has any last-minute mean things to say to Fat Phil for me to tag, That would be lovely. And we will raid out and hope that everybody has a great rest of their Sunday. This is, believe it or not, the chat delay is literally set at 0. That's just the basic, like, he's just cultivating mass. The chat delay is set at 0. It's just that's YouTube's regular ass delay, I guess. Unfortunately. I love that is your first chat here. That's a great question. Do I get bored with roster reviews before I raid out? I personally don't understand roster reviews. I do them because people find them helpful. I find that I'm giving the exact same advice to everybody, and 9 times out of 10, the people that I give roster reviews to have already seen a bunch of my roster reviews, and they know damn well deep down inside exactly what they should be doing. I do them as part of Brunch because I like to chat with people, but I don't personally find them to be interesting content myself. I do them to be helpful, entirely 100% just to be helpful. Swoga Player 0, we are about to leave. We're raiding out to the Lost Romp Rat, which we, I think, just did accidentally.